Hey everybody, good afternoon. This is Frank, Pulsewave Trading and Pulsewave Crypto. So excited to be with you. Bitcoin still going wacky on us. Let's see. As Dex was saying this morning on our earlier show, here's our daily. Let me pull that up. We really just need to see how it closes before we could say anything. So we'll see how that goes. But for today, something special. Hey, 4Cheese. I do love 4Cheese pasta. Both the human represented by that avatar and the actual dish. They're both fantastic. So not financial advice. So welcome. Speaking of constant disclaimers, we're doing something special today. Here it is, folks. We're doing... Oh, I thought it had a title screen. It doesn't. Oh, well. I forgot what was on my own artwork. We're doing a wonderful special webinar for those of you who are new to crypto. So as I shared with everybody this morning, I actually am not doing this for the Pulsewave community because most of you don't need it. But don't feel bad if you are a part of the Pulsewave community and you need it. That's awesome too. But what inspired it, usually I do these for Pulsewave Trading as tutorials to help our members. But this is, we're in one of those seasons where I'm getting all kinds of messages about how to grab Dogecoin and what do I recommend and this and that. And it's really hard because all of us people in the crypto world are constantly saying, not financial advice, because we're not allowed to give financial advice. So what I thought I would do, since I can't and don't give financial advice, is give people the next best thing, which is an introduction to how to get involved with cryptocurrencies in a way that is fun, inspiring, and has a little bit of knowledge going into it. So that's what we're going to look at today. It's going to be 4 steps how to deal with cryptos. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get into it. Before we do, though, I have to give our general advice disclosure. This is not financial advice. If you trade or purchase cryptos or do anything with them, hold them as family heirlooms. Do that at your own financial risk. And we always say, if you're going to trade anything, use risk capital to do that. What's risk capital? It's money that if you lose it, it will cause you 0 problems other than a little bit of sorrow in your heart. So never use your rent money, your food money, or anything that would otherwise get your spouse to throw you out of a window if you lose it. So use risk capital, be smart. One of the things we've been talking about the last few weeks is I genuinely am worried about these people just jumping into Dogecoin and thinking they're going to get rich because their friend got rich. Could happen, but very, very risky. And usually the problem is this. The thing with cryptos, many cryptos, whether it's Bitcoin, maybe even Dogecoin, which is not one of my favorites for sure. If you have enough time, it'll probably be worth something special in the future, depending on which cryptos you're getting into. Many of them, if you can hold them long enough, will appreciate. Some of them will do fantastic things. But if you can't afford to hold the investment while you're waiting, then it doesn't really matter. And usually you'll lose money because you'll have to sell it when the bill comes due instead of when you were hoping to be rich. So don't do that. Always use risk capital. All right, let's get into this. So a couple of quick things to get into. We're going to look at 4 things, and there'll probably be a million little subcategories here. But first is how to get crypto to begin with. And then how to choose, how to move and store a crypto, and how to pay for stuff with crypto. Actually, I meant to have one more, which is to get into trading. So we'll talk about that very briefly. All of this is going to skim the surface. I want to give a big picture, especially for people who are looking to get into crypto for the first time. So to start off, oh, I did have trade. There we go. I have 5 points. I titled it 4 steps, and there's 5. That's all right. So first off is buying crypto. So talking about cryptocurrency, usually we start by talking about Bitcoin. That's the big dog. That's the granddaddy of them all. It has or had, I don't know what it's up to right now. We're going to look in a minute. Huge market cap, $1 trillion roughly. One of the sites that we look at, and this is one of the first tools that I tell people about if you're going to look into cryptocurrencies, is one called CoinMarketCap.com. And right now they're showing us the current price of Bitcoin. It's at just over $44,000. It just took, you can see this little 7-day, here, let me get that bigger. Let me get that bigger on the screen for you. So this is a little snapshot of the chart over 7 days, and you can see it's been having a rough week, right? Whereas some other ones, not as bad, like Cardano, also known as ADA or ADA, that one had a great week, which is good because that's one of my personal favorites. So Bitcoin, I was going to say $1 trillion. That's why I pulled this CoinMarketCap up. It's down to 827. So we were up to $1 trillion at one point, but we've pulled back. But still, it's had an incredible year. If you pull out a little bit on the chart, you can see it's done amazing. So there's still hope for Bitcoin this year. So if you want to purchase one of these cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin or Ethereum or the really famous right now Dogecoin, or let's say you've got a crazy person in your family, they're into crypto, and they're telling you, hey, you got to get Theta. Theta is the future. All right, here's Theta. So that's a top 20 crypto. So this is one that's cost $10 to buy. All right. This is a great website to go to figure out where to purchase that and how to get into it. But here's the thing. For most people, unless you've been in this a while, and this is for beginners, for most people, you're going to get cryptocurrency. It's not going to be given to you. You're not going to get paid by it. You're going to get it by purchasing it using your dollars. So you're going to take your debit card or your bank account. You're going to go online and actually buy them. But here's the thing. You can't buy all of these online. Certainly not in the USA. So for example, if your friend says, hey, I really want to get, and I'm going to pick totally at random. They say, hey, I really, really, really want to get this bakery token so I can get baked on the blockchain, man. So I don't know anything about bakery token. I'm sure it's wonderful. I'm sure it's revolutionizing the world and bringing freedom to all nations. That it's probably a wonderful thing. But how do you get it? You're definitely not going to be able to get it simply by taking out your debit card, going online and buying it. You're not going to be able to get this thing on Amazon.com or anything like that. Okay. So good question. Yeah, that's exactly what we're addressing right now, Jordan. And that's a good one. So KYC is a thing. I'm going to address that just briefly, as it might not be on the minds of everybody, but I get why it would be on your mind. So here's the thing. I can go online. I can buy Bitcoin with my debit card on Coinbase or one of these popular sites where you can buy it, Coinbase being the biggest one. But I can't buy most of these other little ones down here. So I could buy some of them. I see a few that you can buy on Coinbase. And certainly when you get lower in the ranks to some of the ones that are up and coming, they're harder to find. So for most people, purchasing crypto is going to start with, I'm trying to get back to the main page. Here we go. Purchasing crypto is going to begin with buying one of the larger cap, better known cryptocurrencies on a website such as Coinbase. So let's look at a couple things, a couple of places where you can get them. This one is probably the most well-known, Coinbase. They just had their, I was going to say ICO, but what do they call it in grown-up world? The IPO. They just had their IPO with their stock. So Coinbase has been around for a while. As far as buying crypto online, certainly trusted place to do it. So with Coinbase, you are of course going to go through. Thanks, Jordan. Yeah, it slipped my mind for a second. I do know stuff. Thanks, buddy. So Coinbase is going to be the place most people are going to get started with cryptocurrency. So that's just very simple, coinbase.com. You're going to go and click get started and create an account with them if you're not in already. And they're going to require some level of KYC. Jordan mentioned that in the comments. KYC stands for know your customer. So this is something that any regulated financial institution or instrument, they're going to want to know who you are. They have to know who their customer is, right? So you're going to give them usually your driver's license or something like that. And by the way, the easiest way to do this is usually if you have an iPhone or some kind of solid smartphone, probably want to do it using that because they usually have great cameras on them and the apps tend to just work. So I would say in most cases, you'd want to download Coinbase to your smartphone and onboard from there. Now, what if you're very concerned about KYC? So what if you want to do this more privately? You don't want your information being shared with big banks and the IRS. You don't want that just directly, automatically shared. I don't know what Coinbase does, but it certainly is highly regulated. I believe you can buy Bitcoin.com is a place where you can go and buy. I believe it's a little bit easier if you don't want to do KYC if you're on there, but I can't confirm that. There's a bunch of sites. if you're using an exchange such as KuCoin, which is something that I'll reference a little later, many of these sites will have some sort of gateway where you can buy crypto. I'm not sure. Another thing that you'll run into is the state that you're that you're dealing with. So, for example, with me, I'm in New York. Being in New York makes purchasing and trading cryptos a little bit annoying. For example, one of the things we're going to look at is the Exodus wallet. If you live in New York using the Exodus wallet to exchange things, the exchange function is limited unless you turn on a VPN. So you'll run into these little annoying things. And that's actually one of the reasons of doing this podcast, is because people just kind of get frustrated and overwhelmed with it. And really, when it comes to cryptos, it really is a sort of step-by-step thing to wade into the water and get it done. So for most people, the easiest thing to do is going to be to start by signing up for a Coinbase account, or heading over to bitcoin.com and clicking on buy Bitcoin. There's a million other places where you can buy it. Most of them use what's that? Surfshark. Let me check it out. Oh, for your VPN. Okay, I got excited. I thought it was a new place to buy crypto. All right, excellent. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's cool. I use TunnelBear, which is actually really great. Very easy to use. You could use it for free for a little bit. But okay, so if you're gonna, the first thing is to get it with your dollars. So you're gonna log on to a site like this, and with Coinbase, for example, Coinbase serves as a wallet as well as an exchange. So you can purchase the crypto there, and then it's going to live on your Coinbase account for a little while. With Coinbase, it's cool because you can buy any number of cryptos to get started. Just off the top of my head, I was on there a few days ago. I was able to buy Litecoin, Cardano, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and a whole bunch of other cryptocurrencies are for sale right on Coinbase. So if you're looking to dip a toe into crypto, that's a good place to start. Now, people who are in the crypto community, the first thing they'll do is they'll start yelling, "Get your coins off of there. Oh my goodness, you can't leave them on there." And there's big truth to that. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But to get started, for day one, if you're putting $50 into crypto, you're going to start by just buying them on there, and they're going to start by living on there. One of the first things you're going to want to learn to do is get them off of there so they're in your possession. Okay? Because when they're on Coinbase, you're at the mercy of Coinbase. They hold the private keys to it, and if something goes wrong on Coinbase, then there's the potential you wouldn't have access to it. It's extremely unlikely. Okay, it's not something you need to lose sleep over, unless you're a serious crypto investor and you start to pile up funds on there. Then it becomes of more concern. But as you're getting started, don't let the crypto enthusiasts freak you out. Grab your $50, your $100, go on Coinbase and buy yourself some Bitcoin. Not financial advice. And you say, "Wait a minute, Frank, you crazy guy. You're going to buy Bitcoin with $50? That's impossible. Bitcoin is $44,000. Duh." Well, yeah, but you can buy a little piece of a Bitcoin. That's one of the wonderful things about cryptocurrency, is you can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. So you can buy 0.0000, whatever, one of Bitcoin on Coinbase. In fact, when I first got started with cryptos, I had a Coinbase account, and I had it set up to buy me, I don't know if you could do this anymore. They probably have different minimums now. Bitcoin wasn't $45,000 back then. But I could buy $5 worth of Bitcoin a day on an auto purchase. And I think I was doing that. I was buying like $5, then I had it up to like 20. And for a while, I bought cryptos that way, and it was a really great way to get started. And I think you can still do some version of that on Coinbase. I haven't purchased like that in a little bit. Let me just pause my camera. I gotta do something really quick. So, sorry about that. All right. Sorry, I know the ladies get upset. We can see it in the YouTube metrics. Whenever I go off camera, women just freak out. They get all upset. They start throwing their computers on the ground. It upsets my wife that people get so. But anyway, I don't know exactly what Bitcoin.com does, but with Coinbase, it's going to live on there. You're going to have some crypto on there to begin with. Then one of the very next things you're going to want to learn how to do is get your crypto off of that place that you bought it from and onto your own wallet. Another thing that you're probably going to want to do is, at some point buy a crypto that's not on Coinbase, right? How are we going to do that? So that's why it's important to learn how to deal with your own cryptocurrency. If you want to buy Bitcoin, you want to buy Ethereum, you want to have it like you have some stock, right? You have a stock brokerage, you're buying it, hoping it appreciates. And someday, if you need to cash it out, you go to the brokerage and cash it out. You can use Coinbase that way. Now, why do crypto people who are enthusiastic about cryptocurrencies, why do they discourage that kind of behavior? We have a saying, not your keys, not your coin. So here's the thing, the wallet's a Coinbase. I don't have the private key to my wallet on Coinbase. Coinbase does. And they authorize transactions on that wallet. So if I make my purchase, if my credit card or whatever, my debit card is cleared sufficiently, I don't know how they work all that out, but sometimes they hold it for a little while. If all that's done, everything's cleared. Sometimes it's instant. If it's a bigger purchase, it might be a few minutes. If it's a really bigger purchase, if you're getting into like $10,000 purchase, they might hold it for a few days and make you wait until everything is to their satisfaction banking wise in terms of the payment clearing. So once that's done, I can get it off of there if they let me get it off of there. It's not actually a wallet I control. It's a wallet they control. Now, what's a wallet? A wallet is just is a piece of software. Well, there's different ways we can talk about it, right? It lives on the blockchain. I don't even want to get started with this stuff. Torture people. All right. It's where your cryptos are, man. It's how you hold them. Okay. And it lives on the blockchain. And so the beautiful thing about it, and this is what's so great about crypto, is you become your own bank. You're really in control of your own funds. So I have a bunch of different wallets. I have some hardware wallets, which are things that you can, physical devices that you could use to secure your Bitcoin. Other people use things called paper wallets, which are not my favorite way to go. And then there's wallets that come in terms of things like the Exodus wallet, which is really, it's a software that you're using to interface with a whole bunch of different wallets, but it acts like a wallet. A bunch of different kinds of cryptos are in that wallet. So if I want to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever, that's great. But what if I want to get Theta token, which is one of my favorites? Or what if I want to trade my ADA tokens and I want to get something a little bit more obscure, like the Cody token? I don't know if I don't think that's on Coinbase, right? So Cody is a project that's running on ADA. Well, for that, I'm going to need to exchange it somewhere. And at that point, we want to move it off of Coinbase or a place like that, wherever you got it from, into a wallet. Now, one of the wallets you might want to get, very easy wallet to use. Again, a great one to get started. It's probably not the only wallet you're ever going to use, but Exodus. Exodus, this is at Exodus. I guess they've moved to exodus.com. Wow. I just wanted to check that. The last thing you want to do is download a wallet from a pirated site, but I always thought it was exodus.io, so that's why I checked, but it sure looks like they've got exodus.com now. Maybe they always did, but I remember it being on .io. So the Exodus wallet is going to hold a whole bunch of different cryptos, but another thing that it's going to do, so for example, here's just a list of the kinds of the different cryptocurrencies you can hold on there. There's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, of course, but then you get down to some of the more obscure stuff. You can have BitTorrent on there, Compound, Dash, Wave, Zcash, NEM. The list goes on and on. I think you can even hold Doge on there. They don't have a Theta wallet, but man, some of these, this is like a walk down memory lane of things I've bought and lost money on, or made money on. Some of them I still have. So the cool thing about Exodus is not only can you move your assets on there, but you can also exchange those assets for other assets. So for example, this is my Exodus wallet. I have a couple different wallets on here. And I have right here, up on this thing, we have the currencies you can exchange. So for example, let's say I had some Bitcoin and I wanted to trade it for Compound. Click on Compound. But it's not working. Why is it not working? Because I live in New York, where Governor Cuomo is here to protect me. even though he tried to kill my grandmother and literally gave her COVID. She lived, thankfully. But he's protecting me against these cryptos because he's such a good man. Remember, the people in government are good. Governor Cuomo is protecting me against this crypto exchange because it apparently, I don't know, what would Governor Cuomo want to protect me from? Certainly not himself. For those of you who don't know, he's a predator and a murderer, but he's protecting me from this crypto exchange. Yeah, this alleged. This video won't live long on YouTube, I guess. So here's the thing. Inside the Exodus wallet, I can take some of the big cap cryptos I have and exchange them for things that are maybe not as common. But because I'm in New York, I get blocked from that feature. But if I just turn on Tunnel Bear, I don't know, this might be illegal. They might be swatting me for this, but if I turn on Tunnel Bear, I'm not saying I would ever do this because I don't know, it would make Cuomo sad. But let's say I go to, let's just go to Mexico. I love going to Mexico on the internet. So we're going to get interrupted. Here I come. I'll be right back. Am I still broadcasting? All right. If I got frozen, I'm back. So because I turned a VPN on, so it changed my my thing. So now that I'm in Mexico, I can quit the Exodus wallet. And I'm just going to stop my screen share for a minute. I can quit the Exodus wallet, reopen it. And I'm just going to get I got to type in my password. Get back up. I hope it worked. It would be such a lame demonstration if it didn't work. Okay, I think it worked. Okay, so now I can actually select things. So I didn't know I had any Bitcoin Cash in there. That's cool. So here's a little bit of Bitcoin Cash I had that I didn't even know about. $82 worth. Oh, it's too little to exchange. It's giving me a minimum. Let me see. All right, here I have some Cardano. So let's say I wanted to exchange, and in this case, the minimum of Cardano I can exchange is $99 worth. Let's say I want to take that Cardano and turn it into Dash. Actually, the minimum is 200. I was looking at the ADA. It's 200 ADA, but it's $209. So I can take that ADA Cardano and I can exchange it for this Dash by clicking exchange right here in the Exodus wallet. So this is a very easy way to go from, say, one of those big cap cryptos that we all know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, into something a little bit more obscure. And you can see there's a number of things you can trade into right on the Exodus wallet. And it's pretty good. The fees are okay depending on what's going on or what crypto you're trying to get in and out of. Now, some of them you'll find, depending on what network the crypto is built on, there are days when the fees will be ludicrous. So right now, the fee for this exchange is 0.3. Oh no, that wasn't it. Sorry. I don't want to click exchange because I really don't want to trade any of my Cardano right now. But the fees can get out of control. For example, if you're trading something that's on the Ethereum blockchain. The other day, someone asked me to trade something for them or to help them figure out where to trade something. And it was the fee itself was going to be something like 10% of the whole trade. And it was not a big trade. But it was big enough that fee was over $100. So that's obviously ludicrous. Most days it's not like that. But when there's congestion on Ethereum, when there's a lot of activity, it can get out of hand. So one of the ways to avoid that is to step up to an actual exchange, such as Binance.com or KuCoin, KUC. What is it? KuCoin. Hold on. Spelling is kind of a. Some of you are like, you can't spell KuCoin. KUCOIN.com, KuCoin.com. So when you learn just a few things, it may seem overwhelming at first, but if you learn how to get your cryptos on there and exchange them, sometimes you can save in exchange fees. So that's one tip. So buying, then moving. Okay, that's the first step, and these things are easy to do. You're going to put in a wallet address. You're going to find out what your wallet is, and you're going to exchange addresses. When it comes to sending cryptos, it's a lot like sending an email. You have a sender and you have a receiver, right? The email address is the wallet address, the public address of the wallet. And that's always very easy to find from your wallets. So you're going to purchase crypto. You're going to move and store crypto. I skipped this one, choose a crypto. So this is actually really useful. CoinMarketCap is something to look at. Let's just look at a couple things about, let's start with Bitcoin, and then I'm going to compare it to something more obscure and give you an example of some of the things that you can look at when you're choosing a crypto. So let's zoom in on this a little bit. If we start by looking at Bitcoin, let's click on that. You can see we're going to get some basic data about Bitcoin. And this may seem very unimportant to you at first, but once we compare it to some other cryptos, it's going to give you some insight into what you're looking at. So one of the things we look at right away is the market cap of the crypto. That's what the cryptocurrency or the company it represents is valued at based on the trading value of the coin or token. So in this case, Bitcoin is trading at almost $44,500, which makes its market cap $830 billion. Sorry, thousand. Now, how is that determined? Well, one thing you look at is the supply. So this is the supply of Bitcoins in the world. So if you add up all of the Bitcoins that are out there times the current price, you get your market cap. Okay. So here's the thing. One of the reasons we love Bitcoin is because it has a total supply, a max supply of 21 million Bitcoin. Once they're all mined, there'll only be 21 million of them, which is one of the things that generates this enormous price. So you say to yourself, well, what could you compare that to? Well, if you compare it to $1, how many dollars are there? There are trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. We're printing more every day, which makes it an inflationary asset, which means that the more of them you make, the less valuable it becomes. So this is the reason that people love Bitcoin, because just by not having so many of them, if in the long term, people continue to use it as a store of value, people continue to see the value in using Bitcoin, it, chasing the white dragon, I'm not sure what that means, but if people continue to see it as a store of value, because the supply is limited, the value of it goes up. Now, Bitcoin is aiming at being a store of value. That's the purpose of Bitcoin. Other cryptos are trying to solve other problems. They're trying to be valuable by solving people's problems. So for example, in the crypto world, we tend to think of these things as just different flavors of money, but that's not actually what they are. Ethereum is, all of these are software and they solve different problems. Ethereum, Cardano, DOT, those cryptos are trying to provide an ecosystem where you could build apps, where you could have all kinds of incredible opportunities for decentralized finance and exchanges. Cardano just made a deal with Ethiopia and is going to be providing infrastructure for their students in their school system. So they made a deal with the Department of Education, but then they're looking to expand that to not only being their school ID and their school records, but then credit records and banking records and things like this. So it literally can become an infrastructure in many ways for the entire country of Ethiopia. I think that's what they're hoping will happen, but it's going to start by working with the Department of Education. So let's look at something, for example. You say, well, gee, Frank, Cardano's number 4. Is it ever going to be worth $44,000? I'm going to buy that because it's just like Bitcoin, right? Well, it's a little different. I love Cardano. It's one of my favorite cryptos. I really like the company. I have a lot of hopes for it. Their market cap, if we look here, so the cost of the token is $2. The market cap is just under 70 billion. It just went up like crazy. I was sad over the weekend when Elon Musk was ruining the whole world and making everything sad and miserable, except that Cardano is one of my favorite cryptos. So it was not only holding up, but actually going up most of the weekend, certainly since Friday. But here's the thing. Is it ever going to be worth $45,000 each token? Now, If they keep printing dollars, who knows? But I mean, a cheeseburger could be worth $45,000 if they keep printing dollars. But just in the real world sort of way we think of money now, that's very unlikely in terms of value. Why is that? Because they didn't make 21 million of them like they did with Bitcoin. They made 45 billion of them. And that was on purpose. That was to suit the needs of the software platform that they're providing. So the circulating supply, 31 billion. So there's almost 32 billion ADA tokens in the market right now. Okay. So if you think about that, that's part of what's being factored into this price. There's a ton of these things. That's why they're unlikely to ever be worth $45,000 in the way we think of it, in our lifetime, unless the dollar becomes complete toilet paper. All right, then maybe we'll see. Let's compare another one. I spoke of Theta before. Theta is another token. This is one of my favorites. It is personally my biggest holding. So Theta is a great crypto. Max supply on those is 1 billion. Again, Bitcoin is 21 million. That's always sort of the one I compare it to. I believe Ethereum is somewhere around 100 billion, maybe a little less. So at $10 a pop, Theta tokens at 1 billion, sorry, I hope this doesn't make you dizzy, gives us $10 billion market cap. This is a big company. And it should be a big company. You've got Samsung, Google, I think Sony, all kinds of huge companies big on have a bunch of Theta and have validator nodes with Theta. So the future is very exciting with Theta. So that's something to think about. So when you see $10, that's awesome. It's worth $10. It used to be worth 10 cents. Now it's worth $10. A lot of people have been made millionaires off this token. But you have to say to yourself, well, do you think you're buying something that's like Bitcoin? Because there's 1 billion of them. It's a little different than Bitcoin just in terms of the math. Okay. That said, this could be worth a lot of money someday. It's a company that's worth $10 billion right now. The service they're looking to provide means they could be worth much more than that someday. So all of that just to say, know what you're looking at. Each cryptocurrency exists for a specific purpose, just like a stock that you would buy. Cryptocurrencies represent a specific company, a specific purpose, a specific product. So researching it is really not rocket science. But one thing to know about is that supply and market cap deal, because I don't want people to get confused. One of the reasons that Doge is, I don't know what to say. People love it. Look at this. There's a bajillion Doge. That's 129 billion, I think. Yeah, 129 billion Doge, and they make more every day. So Doge is like the dollar. They make more all the time. And guys, if there's a technical thing I get wrong, please let me know in comments. I don't claim to be anything but a guy who has Jerry Garcia's beard on his own face. It was a weird black magic thing. We don't want to get into it. But okay, so we understand the numbers thing a little bit. I hope I made that somewhat clear, right? Each crypto has a supply. You should just be aware of that. You should understand the way it works. There's another thing. Is it an inflationary or inflationary or deflationary asset? What do I mean? Bitcoin's deflationary in that there's a limited supply of them. So as the demand goes up, the value goes up. Kind of like gold and silver, though there's tons of gold and silver in the world and probably even more than everybody thinks. I know that. But one of the ideas with gold and silver is there's a limited amount of it, which makes it valuable. That's how it works with Bitcoin. That's how it works with many of the top cryptos. There's a limited supply of them. Some of them don't have a limited supply, including Doge. Another thing, while we're here, here's one called Tether. This is another kind of crypto known as a stable coin. Tether is always about $1. That's its purpose. Its symbol is USDT. So it's a useful tool. It's called a stable coin. There are others which are pegged to a specific currency, such as the dollar or the euro. Most of them are to the dollar. So anyway, another thing to look at using CoinMarketCap. So let's pick one. Oh, we'll go back to Theta. So let's say you heard Theta is the greatest thing in the whole world. Your friend said it's going to make you rich. A psychic gave you a reading and said your grandchildren will be rich because you bought Theta token. And you say, all right, that's cool. There's a good Safemoon's a quadrillion, really? I haven't looked into Safemoon other than hearing other YouTubers or, big YouTube channels, hearing them say, I'm not talking about Safemoon anymore. So whatever was going on with Safemoon, that's how I heard about it. Let's see. This is it. This is me being exposed to Safemoon. See, this is the thing. I don't wait, how long has Safemoon been around? I don't know anything about it. I'm bad at the I'm getting better, but sort of being on top of everything in crypto, I just get overwhelmed, but I should, when people are talking about these things all the time. So for example, this is a great example. So we're looking at Safemoon. I've been hearing about Safemoon a lot. Okay, cool. It's been around about 3 months. Comes up a lot. I guess it has a similar sort of social impact, people buying it, and you could see it had all this crazy price action. Right now it's consolidating. But it's done very, very well over the last few months, as Andrew pointed out. So it's doing this. So when we look at it, max supply. If you look, Safemoon, I don't know what it is, but it's worth $5 billion. Now, how do you learn about the company itself past here? Well, CoinMarketCap will always have the website. It'll have community links such as the Twitter. So here we can now go look at Safemoon's Twitter. We can see what people are saying to them. We can see who follows them. So they're followed by, that doesn't really tell me much. I can click on who they're followed by. All right, they're not followed by, let's see. They're not followed. For one thing, they're not followed by any like recognizable crypto names. I don't know if that matters, but I like to see if somebody in crypto follows them, somebody who's a CEO of an exchange or somebody who has credibility. So that's one thing you could do. You can go check out their community. You can check out, this is their Medium. So they blog here. I guess not. It's not. See, this is a bad example for Safemoon, but actually it's not a bad example because this is the kind of stuff that you Andrew, you're just the hype man I needed to get through this late afternoon webinar. Thank you. So I'm looking extra pink today. It's hot in New York. So this is a good example though, because you go and you look and it's like, if they're not followed by anybody and it's a hype coin, I don't know. I shouldn't be judging it because I don't know anything about it. But if I wanted to know about it, I would spend some time on their Twitter. I would look at the things they've been tweeting about. I would start to see who's tweeting about them and why. Is it all just people trying to pump a coin, or is there something they're doing? It doesn't all have to be positive. I just want to see what's going on. So you can check out their website. Here's their social media up here. You can go and learn about it. Here's another thing that you could do with a crypto. And this is for you Pulsewavers. Because I always get asked, hey, where can I get this token or that token? Let me go to one that's like, go to Theta. It's where we're safe and warm. So if you go to the CoinMarketCap Theta page by just clicking Theta, it'll just come right up. It'll just come right up. You click on it or click enter. And then, you can look at the things we talked about. But then if you look at market, click on market, and it's going to show you exchanges that Theta is sold on. It's also going to show you the volume. So how many of them are trading on a given day on those exchanges? How much money is being exchanged? And what you're seeing here with Theta is, if you want to buy Theta, it's not going to be a problem. On Binance alone, they're moving $250 million worth of Theta a day. So that's not going to be a problem. But what if I find a token? Here's one. Here's a great example. Persistence token. This came up recently. It's had a run. It's really brand new. Here's another thing. For anybody who's still watching to try to learn about cryptos. When looking for things that have ridiculous potential, and you want to look for things that have a small market cap, but have some credibility. So this is an interesting one. I don't know much about persistence, but this one has a much lower total supply than some of the ones we just looked at, 100 million tokens. This is in the ETH range. I think ETH is in the 80s. So they're not going to print a million of these, okay? And the market cap for it is around $250 million. Now, in terms of cryptos, that makes this, where's that number? I always lose it. It's oh, there it is. The rank. It's so prominent and I can never see it. My eyes don't see it. So this is a number 251 crypto. I think when I started looking at it, it was much lower. But it's worth 250 million. And they're trying to do some interesting things. That means that this token, if it's good, and they gain some market share for their project, it could be worth a lot of money someday from where it is right now, because there's not a bazillion of them and it hasn't become a top crypto yet. It's way down the list. It's number 251. But that doesn't mean you should go buying them up. But it does mean that there is a multiplying potential there. You know, if it becomes a player in the crypto industry, it could really multiply from there. So again, we could look at their website, check out what they're doing. Oh, but that's not why I brought this up. I brought it up to show this. I got distracted. So this one is only on 3 markets. And the volume is relatively low. You're looking at the hundreds of thousands to a couple million. That's really low. So what does that mean? That means when you go to buy this crypto, you might actually move the price when you're buying it yourself. Like when you get onto the exchange and you buy it, and when you leave, it might be up a couple pennies. You never know. So you want to be careful with things like that if you're exchanging. But we're getting in the weeds for people who are new to this stuff. Is that Zcash? Yes. Yes, Zcash is in almost in the top 50. I'm sure it's been in the top 50, right? Zcash is a main player, or it's been around a while. I've never followed Zcash. I don't know. Again, just not for any reason. That doesn't mean anything. There's a million cryptos that I've never really taken too much time with. So Zcash total. So Zcash is doing the Bitcoin thing. There's only 21 million of them. Now I want to buy one. I love when they're more scarce. It just makes it more fun. Oh man, my old friend Jay's here. What's up, buddy? You're feeling the power of the beard. So this is a great example, Jordan, because Zcash is in fact scarce, unlike many cryptos now. So when you see that $240 and you say, well, gee, it's so expensive, you might be buying a bigger piece of Zcash by buying $200 worth of Zcash than you would be if you were buying 200. Well, you definitely would be than buying $200 worth of Dogecoin, which is a few hundred of them, right? So buying a fraction of a Zcash long term might mean you have a bigger piece of Zcash than buying a tiny, a few $100s worth of Doge, where there's tons and tons of Dogecoins. And I don't know. Who knows with Elon Musk what he'll do with Doge? I want to dismiss it, but I can't, because who knows what that maniac's doing. Telling you, you're the flavor of this episode, Andrew. Plenty of what? Zcash? Nice. Jealous, man. Send me a Zcash to play with. All right, what else am I doing? I'm sorry, folks. This is a little I'll have to tighten this up and do a reshoot. So moving cryptos is not hard. Like I said, the address is the thing. Really not hard to do. You get a free membership at Pulsewave Trading, and I believe our old crypto school episodes will show you how to move things around. Pay for stuff. One interesting thing, I use a BitPay card. There's lots of little cards like this around now. BitPay card is great, because if I put my cryptos into that card, for example, if I move some Bitcoin Cash into it, I can then immediately trade it for dollars and then spend it anywhere. So, that means you can literally spend your Bitcoin, though it's easier to use something like Bitcoin Cash. The fees are better. Or Dogecoin, they allow Dogecoin. You can actually put it in that wallet, and then within a few minutes, you need the transaction to clear, but usually sometimes instantly, but often within just minutes, you'll be able to spend those cryptos by turning them into dollars and then spending them. So that's something you can do even with Doge using BitPay, which is something I do a lot. And then trading and selling crypto. Now, in terms of trading, I really did not do this as a commercial for my business, Pulsewave Trading, but why not show you what I do a little bit? Many Pulsewave. Oh no, Pulsewavers. What am I doing? You got a free price trigger, folks. I'm logged in. You got it. So this is Pulsewave Trading. What we do, oh, so embarrassing. There's an out-of-date ad on the front page. So embarrassing. Don't tell Dex. So we provide reports in the evening with rally and crash alerts, as well as buy and sell triggers. So, for example, with Bitcoin crashing right now, our reports would have given our members, and did give our members. It's the end of the day now. The new reports will be coming out any minute, so I think I can give you this. We went short at 46,000, which if you look at what's going on with Bitcoin. Let's see, are we on the new, which candle are we on? Yeah, you would have been able to get short all the way back here and could have gone for some nice gains, probably still are. I don't know if it's scary to short Bitcoin because it's been killing it so much, but this could be the real deal. This could be a real pullback. As Dex was saying this morning, though, we're actually not bearish on the market yet because it's done so well, despite it looking so rough. We haven't come down to anything that he would consider officially bearish yet. So still a lot of hope for Bitcoin and cryptos in this moment. I forget why I came to do this, but it's all right. What was it? Trading and sell. Oh, okay. So using the report, if someone wanted to, they could have gone short Bitcoin around 46,000 and made some money because it came down. At one point, it actually touched 42,000, almost touched. Yeah, 42,126. That was the low of the day. So you could have made money doing that. So that's the way that the price triggers work. They give you a buy and sell to confirm bullishness or bearishness for the day, give you the nature of the market, whether you have a rally or crash alert, as well as telling you the trend of the overall market that you're looking at. And so that gives you a lot of help to trade. And then our website shows you how to use those reports and stuff like that. But folks, my friends, getting started with crypto, don't overcomplicate it. The first thing is to buy crypto. Like I said, you're going to start out, most people are going to start out by buying it and holding it on Coinbase for a little while. The very next thing you want to do is download a wallet such as Exodus, learn how to use it. Very simple, literally take you minutes on the internet, learn how to use it. And you can move your cryptos from where you bought them to that wallet. Very, very simple, very straightforward. Then if you're going to want to trade for other things, you can do that right inside the Exodus wallet. Beyond that, if you learn just a little, it'll probably take you about 10 minutes to learn how to use KuCoin or Binance to get whatever crypto you want, right? For the most part. Or other things like, what's that new? Is it Uniswap? It's the big one. Or swapping on the Ethereum chain. These things may seem difficult, but if you find a crypto that you want, do a little bit of research on CoinMarketCap, you can find out where to find it. And hey, you have contact with us at Pulsewave Trading. Give us a comment, send us an email. We'll help you out. We know where to find all of this stuff and how to do it. So we're here to help. Thanks for watching. That's your 4 steps in 5 points. I don't know how that worked out, folks. It's been a long day. I got a lot thrown at me. But thank you guys very much. Special thanks. Got Jordan here asking questions. Andrew, Jay showed up. 4 cheese pasta making me hungry the whole time. I appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to pulsewavetrading.com to learn more. If you've got questions, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I actually did share this with my friend on Facebook. Just send me a message. Happy to help. And we'll do more of these in the future. Of course, you could check out our channel, Pulsewave Crypto and Pulsewave Trading. And really cool. And a special thanks to my co-pilot, Andrew. He's the Flavor Flav of this episode. All right, folks, I should get off the internet now. It's probably a bad idea to begin with. All right, take care, everybody.